And we're live. Welcome, Teresa. Welcome, Judah. Welcome, Anne Marie. We're live. Welcome, Shelley. Welcome, everyone. And as you all know, that I always try to read my little memo when I come on. Start on a good note. Something that is of good encouragement, motivation, and welcome, Stream Elements. I like doing this because I make my little memo and I want people to listen very carefully and take something from nothing, because this is what we're here for, to encourage, motivate, elevate. As you could see, my topic this evening, the story of my life. Please, I don't want nobody in the hey, no one laughing. Welcome, Tamara. Welcome, my darling. All right. Let me go ahead with this right now, and everyone is fighting a hard battle. My own struggle led me to become intimately aware that everyone is fighting a hard battle. I have to have this. Carrying a heavy burden and in some way just living from day to day for hundreds of millions of people. The world is brutal, sad, unjust, and a maddening place. Are my woes less than theirs? I think they are, and still I know it is unhealthy to try to explain away our own suffering. There's a way to acknowledge the great suffering of others without diminishing our own suffering. Life is difficult, and when I say life is difficult, life is very difficult. Welcome, Judah. Good night, my dear. Um, Life is difficult, not for some people, but for everyone in their own way. People don't people don't walk around with a sign around their neck that announcing that they are struggling with I am depressed. Yesterday I have a miscarriage. I lost my job 2 weeks ago, but I don't know how to tell my wife. My husband just told me he doesn't love me anymore. Am I a good mother? I'm addicted to drugs. I want to break off my engagement. My son won't talk to me or my daughter. I just found out I have cancer. I don't know what to do with my life. No one in this life go around walking around with all these things around their neck. Please don't walk around with signs, but everyone's struggling with something. When we are mindful of this, we are gentler with others. When we forget this, we abandon our humility. Everyone will ever meet is fighting a hard battle. Even if it doesn't seem like it, we measure other people's life by their blessing, but we don't see their hidden burdens. You never know what is going on inside somebody, and everyone has something going on inside of them. When we recognize that someone is fighting a hard battle, we tend to rise to the occasion. It brings out the best in us, and compassion and generosity begin to flow. So next time somebody is upsetting you, frustrating you, annoying you, or ignoring you, take a deep breath and remember that he or she is fighting their own battle. Allow the greatness of your humanity to rise within you and act with gentle compassion. This is among the lessons I learned during the time of my turmoil in my own life. It is a mistake to get completely absorbed in our own troubles. When we isolate ourselves, cut other we don't cut ourselves off from the problem. We cut ourselves off from the solution. Welcome, Chrissy. Welcome, welcome, Shantana. Welcome, my people. Welcome. Okay, you know that I normally do that before I start my life. Some words of encouragement, some words of motivation, and to let people know that no matter what our circumstances, there's someone out there who still care, and we all have Hi, Shanti. Welcome, my darling. All right. That's my niece, Shantana. All right. I love you too, darling. All right. So me say, in this life, we don't have to be aggressive. We don't have to get up and we don't have to quarrel with people. Because, welcome, Andrea. Normally, people are going through stuff in their life, and everybody like to come out and say, this is happening to me or this is taking place in my life. And they tends to, get ignorant and have this form of um, anger against each other, but it doesn't make sense, right? Sometimes we need to find out, even when somebody say they're okay, please, we need to find out what's going on with them, because we're going through some serious issue in our life, and this time is a real hard time for a lot of us. Anyway, story of my life. Who is ready? Where do I start? Can somebody can somebody in life tell me where to start with my life, because I don't remember. It's so much to talk about. Yeah, yeah, Shelly. Yeah, so true. Yeah, man. A lot of people don't understand. So sometimes when see people, then they get aggressive and they get angry with you and all these things. But sometimes let me tell you something. That's not the way to go about it. We can all just sometimes you have to trust somebody you can talk to, somebody you can say something to, you know, and we too on the other end, even though sometimes we're going through our own problems too, um sometimes probably we depend on the better side, like me no, no matter what me I go through in this life, I'm always so glad to be there for somebody, and sometimes I am weak on the outside, but then I am there to strengthen and encourage somebody. All right, the story of my life, this is about me, okay? And I'm gonna do this. Yeah, Shantana, you're ready. You see your face? I just imagine your face behind the camera. You think me not in a joke with you? Let's talk about how we keep ourselves motivated oh yes. Oh yes. We really need to talk about that. And New Jamaica, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Growing up as a young girl, right? Growing up as a young girl. And my line is open. Let me pin the number. So if anybody wanna call in, ask me any question about my story, anything about me, feel free, because this is what I'm here for, you know. And I am happy to be here to tell you about my life and how it all started and to where I'm at in my life. Please, you can start with your life in Jamaica. No, 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 don't leave me alone. Judah, beg you the blows. Oh yes. You know what? I had was to fight to take these blows over my neck this evening. I was like, no, this is not for me anymore. And I hope and I pray, because I wanted us to ask if there's somebody who want this blouse, because it's beautiful and I like it, but it's a little bit tight. So I'll be happy to give it to somebody from my heart. It's a lovely blouse. All right, I'm just gonna pin my number. As I say, if there's anyone who wanna call, you could. If you wanna start me in the middle of my conversation, um, ask me any question you wanna ask me. Talk to me about whatever I may say, or if you wanna have a conversation, it's no problem. You know, I'll be happy to interact with each and everyone who call in. I'm putting in the wrong number. Oh man. So anyone wanna call in, feel free to call in. And Judah, if you could pin my Zelle and my Cash App, because as I say, I'm begging for the Christmas to help my people. All right. I want some people to eat and drink and take care of their kids for the Christmas. Trying to do my best here without any help. So if you can, Judah, if you can, you could just pin my Cash App and my Zelle. If not, you let me know so I could pin it myself. And that is the number to call. As I say, anyone want to ask me any question, interact with me, my line is open. Okay, back to the story at hand. As a young girl growing up, I was really foreign minded. I have a big family. And when I say I have a big family, I have a huge family. Welcome, welcome, Nikisha. Welcome. And when I tell you it was a lot of us, a whole lot of us. We were too much. Too much. Um we were poor, and when I say poor, we were dirt poor. We go through a lot of hunger, needs and want, but the kind of family that I have, wouldn't normally stretch a hand out to sisters, brothers, uncles, niece, nephews. If I want dumpling and they can't cut up as much as we were in plenty, everybody don't get look at something to eat. I used to have a sister, my biggest sister. I hope she said something upon the life. Big up yourself, Sonia. Yes, she growing up, I was kind of a serious person, and I was the kind of person, trust me, you can't touch none of my family, you can't touch me. Because me was a little warrior, me was a little fighter. Me been fighting from a small. If you touch one of my cousins, anybody for me, remember, the first person they come in to call is me, right? Because I was Xena, Princess Warrior, yeah. So I was like that. Anyway, I remember that I got pregnant at 19 years old, have my first son, and it was a struggle. It was a struggle. Yes, because she know what she do. Me I go talk. Me I show up the whole on tonight. All on me I go talk what she do when we never work. Yes, lazy people don't eat. Oh yeah, but to be very honest, she was like a mother. She was like a mother and a real good mother. I really learned a lot from her, but I will wait until I get to that part. Um, where was I? So I got pregnant at 19. I can really take it from I was like probably 6, 7, 8, because me tell on the people not gonna really laugh if me take it from then time though, when me used to teeth out all the fried dumpling out of the pot. Hot, hot, hot. I teeth out and put it in my panty, and when they say it was me who take it, I'm like I'll be jumping up and down because that fried dumpling was burning me on my pants. Almighty God. Yeah, so at age 19, I got pregnant. And when I get pregnant, my mother, she was determined for me to go back to school. My sister before me, she got pregnant too, probably a year or so before me. And my mother was determined that we have to go back to school. All right. I went to live with my mother, and when I play with Shantana come off of the life. I don't me, so where are you? You need to go back home. Anyway, Chrissy, LOL. Anyway, my mother decided that we have to go back to school, so my mother take us to live with her in Kingston. And let me tell you something, man. My mother was so strict to the point that I feel like my mother hate us. But today, I can tell you, I'm being a beneficiary to the things that she used to teach us, and the thing that she was really strict, and you feel like you want to go out and you want to have man and you want to see somebody and whatever, all of them things there, you used to go through a board because we were young. Anyway, I was living with my mother, and we had was to wash, we had was to cook, we had was to clean, when my mother come home in the evening, the house have to be spick and spank, spick and spank. I know my stepfather been with my mother from I was a little baby until I mean many many years. I know him as a father, and he used to ask my mother if he could, let us go out and sometimes and God knows one time she obliged us to go out and we went to this club. That time Michael Jackson song was going on. Beat It. And I remember when I went into the club that night, me and my biggest sister, and I was dancing away, Michael Jackson, Beat It. Anyway, say after this song, they know them go play some little cool down song. So yeah, go get to a little boy and know where you go make a little hug up and thing. And by the time me hug up, now forget for me little cool down dance. There comes my mother and my stepfather in the club, and they touch me on my back, on my shoulder, and tell me to come. I had was to go home. Anyway, me the kid get too tired of it. Get really tired, really frustrated at home. My mother want just tie with her house. My biggest sister, she don't have a chick or a child because my sister used to talk to somebody um, in the um, in the housing scheme that we used to live in Kingston. And my mother always tell me that anywhere you work, never keep a man. And anywhere we live, don't keep a man. So my sister was dating somebody. And if my mother come from work and see my sister out there, remember every stone on the scheme I finished because my mother threw them after them. Anyway, I couldn't take it. So I make up my mind, say, I'm gonna leave. I am going to leave. And I used to watch my mother and my stepfather when they came in at nights, and they would, at the time, my mother used to have a shop downtown Kingston where she do embroidery, and she teach all of us to do embroidery, and even my brothers. One of my brothers was very good at embroidery. So I used to watch them when they come in the nights, and they would take the money and they would put it in an iron pan. And so I decide my mind say I'm gonna take foot and I'm gonna run away. That night I packed my bag. And when I packed my bag, I waited until everyone leave the house in the morning. And when they leave, I take a hammer and I hit off that padlock and I take all that money and I run. And when I run, I didn't even know where I was going, but I know I have one friend, and that's where I decide to go. Anyway, I reached, and that friend helped me get a furnished room, and I was there. And as I say, I was 23 that time, and I didn't get in touch with neither my mother, my sisters, my brothers, no one for 3 years. When I did get in touch with them was when I have my bed, I have my dresser, I have my oh my god, I have my bed, I have my dresser, I have a whatnot which was a straight slim one, and I have a chester drawer. Well, and other stuff, personal stuff. My kitchen, I don't know if you guys remember them stove where you used to throw the kerosene oil in it, then green, I think a China they make. And you have to throw kerosene oil in it and turn up the thing there and light it. That was the stove I have at that time, but I was satisfied because my house was always clean, neat, and tidy. Okay, it was 3 years after that when I called my mother and I spoke to her and I let her know where I was and I was okay. I told them I was okay. Anyway, my mother and my stepfather was the first person to come and visit me. Never forget when they came, I cooked white rice and corned beef. And then after when my mother came, my mother was saying that everyone thought I died. It was only one of my brothers said, no, she not dead. She all right, which was my last brother. Anyway, I was there. I started doing business for myself. And when I went, it was a learning lesson for me because me never see go-go dance. Me never know anything about gay. So me start learn and open up my eyes because I didn't know that all these things exist. come to the part, and I used to like lay down and I watch television, and me, as a matter of fact, I was really foreign minded. I wanted to get married from I was 19, have my two kids, a boy and a girl, and my husband. I just always dream see myself in that position. But other than from that, I was really, really, and when I said I was really foreign minded, I was foreign minded. I have a suitcase for years, and I have it in a garbage bag type because me I go foreign. Me not have no visa, and me just not know. But me know me going to foreign one day. Anyway, I have a friend that left and came to America, and when he came to America, he called me and he told me that he knows somebody who can help me to get to America, and you know I link up with the person and I pay the person certain amounts of money, and the person give me some American papers to travel on, and then I have to dress like a black American, and Jesus have mercy, God help me. I have to dress like a black American when I was leaving Jamaica, and they send me videos of stuff that I have to watch and all of that, and I watch it, I study, and then when I call the gentleman that have my thing all set up, and he was asking me questions about, I have to know about the colleges, I have to know about the roads, I have to know the time I was going to the Virgin Island, I have to know about the president, all of these things. Anyway, when I call him from a phone booth, a public phone, and he was asking me questions and I was answering the questions, and he was like, "Are you looking at the paper?" And I said, "No, I'm not looking at the paper." And he said, "Really?" And he said to me, "Yeah, people like you I really want to work with." So I'm like, "Okay, I'm good to go then." So come to the time when I'm supposed to leave, I buy my ticket. Hey, guess I'm going to America. I buy my ticket and make my date, and I give away everything that I own. I mean, my furniture, I just buy a brand new fridge. I give away everything because the lady that was gonna take care of my son, I was gonna leave my son with, um, I give her everything. I mean nothing. I give away my clothes to my friends, and whew, went to the airport that fateful day. My sister and my mother have somebody that came down to Yolanda Williams. Bless up yourself. Bless up yourself. Welcome. Thank you so much, my dear. Thank you. So, my mother and my sister have somebody came down. I was going up back with that person, and when I was at the airport, I was in the line, and there was two lines because they said 15 and higher over one side, 15 and lower on one side. So I fall in the 15 and lower side. So I was there, and we were going through, and everybody was checking through to go on the plane. And when I reach up to the desk, the lady take my papers and she look at it, and then she put it under the counter, and she said to me, she said to me to step out of the line. So I step out of the line. That time, you could smoke in public places, and I said to the guy, I said, "Can I have a cigarette?" And I light the cigarette, and he was saying to me, he said to me, tell them that I meet you on the beach. It didn't feel good about it, but I was okay with it because, you wouldn't want to let somebody down. Anyway, when everybody checked through, everybody, yes, Chrissy, yes. And that's why I put it up like this story of my life, because there was people I didn't, I wanted was to change it this evening because, hey, they were saying, have that crowd to talk about it because people don't understand, where you came from and to where you're at in your life. So that's why I want to talk about this, and I want to have people be encouraged, and I want people to learn from this because, I made it. I made it. By God grace and mercy, I made it. Anyway, when she said that to me, she said, she just take my paper, she put under the desk, and she said to me, that I must step out of the line. I step out of the line. Everybody checked through. When everybody checked through, there was some immigration guys, and they come to me and they said to me, one no, I was walking down the aisle, and I hear chick, chick, chick behind me, so I know somebody was running behind me. So when I turn around, it was an immigration guy, and he said to me, I must come here. So he take me back to where I was coming from, up to the desk. When I went up there, it was like about five or six of them, and they were questioning me, and I was answering everything that I study and all of that. Yes, Yolanda, I can see that. All right. So, um, they questioned me, and then one of the immigration used his finger and called me into his office. I went in there and I sit down, and he was asking me questions, what do I do? And that time I have like two shops, and I do hair and I do nails, and I do. Shelly Ann said I would listen to this story over and over and over. Yes, Shelly Ann, so I said I do hair, I do nails, and all of that. He asked me how much money I make overall. I was really being honest because we were there, and it's like, I was getting to know him, he was getting to know me. So I told him, and he asked me, why a pretty girl like you want to run away? And we were there talking, and I said to him, what can you do for me? And he said to me, come here. And when he called me, I went. There was all glass in the back of the airport, so you could look out there and see all the planes on the runway out there. um so um when I look, he was like showing me the plane. The plane was lifting up, and I just like back, and then just dropped myself down in the chair, and I started crying. And when I say I started crying, I started crying. And he said to me, you know what, I'm not gonna call the police. I'm gonna see to that you go home and all of that. He was the person who end up take me to the front to get my bag and get a taxi home. I When I reached, there was the lady that I was gonna leave my son with, and she was sitting on the veranda. And when she saw me came out of the taxi, she said to me, I'm not gonna curse a word. I'm gonna curse it one time, but she cursed it two times. She said, Bumble rascal, we are do ya? And she go back and she said the same thing. And I said to her, um, I don't come back for anything. I don't come back for anything. I'm all right. And she said, what you gonna do? Anyway, at the time, I have a man that I was dating, and I called him and I said to him, you know, we get busted, and I'm by the lady house. And he said to me, so what you gonna do? I said, I don't know. I'm just gonna find somewhere to go or something like that. But I was thinking about going to Kingston to live, at that time, because I was feeling so bad and so embarrassed. I give away everything. I got nothing. So it's like, and I wasn't gonna take back anything from that lady no matter what. So he said, no, you could come. So I went by him, and we lived together, and I started building up myself again, opened back my shop. Then the gentleman told me that he's gonna let me leave from Kingston this time. I went to Kingston, but they were gonna work with somebody to see me through. I went to Kingston. I was in Kingston for almost 2 weeks. Couldn't hear anything from this person, which would be an immigration, who was gonna send me through at a cost. But when he sent me through, he wouldn't be responsible for me in any way or form when I get to America. Anyway, I was there, and I was waiting, I was waiting for almost 2 weeks. No call, no nothing. So I packed my stuff and I went back to the other city. And when I went back to the city, I was there for probably a day or two when I got a call from the immigration and told me that he was ready because he have to do it on when he is working and is working in that position. And I said, no, you know what? I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back. Anyway, there comes now. I heard they have visa selling in Manchester, Mandeville. So I got the link. and I get in touch with the person. And when I get in touch with the person, I have my last $140,000 in my account and I clean it out. Went to Mandeville, buy this visa, get the visa the same day. I don't know what visa look like. Never seen a visa before, but all I know, I have visa in my book and I am going to America. I'll be going to America. I don't care what anybody say. I got my visa now. So I went back home and I planned my day, planned everything, which my sister and my mother, I'm telling you, and I say it already and I will say it over and over and over. They spent some real good money on me, trying to help me, try to come. Anyway, this time when I leave from Montego Bay and I was going to Kingston now because I made my date now, me have my visa and my passport. And when we reached Kingston, it was kind of late. So it's like just running through the airport, running through the airport. So them just put on my bag because I was the last person, right? So just put on my bag on the plane. They never even look at my papers, nothing at all. So thank you, Jesus. I board the plane and I am going to America. Don't forget, I am going to America. Okay? Anyway, I went on the plane and I didn't even want to eat. If the plane, anything happens, it's like something just dropping on my belly bottom. Because me can't wait for reach New York. When I reach New York, um, come off the plane, everybody coming through. Um, they say immigrant in one line and non-immigrant in one line. So I went in my line, where I was supposed to be, and everybody going down one at a time, one at a time. When it reached up to me, I went to immigration, which was a black one, black person, and he took my passport and he asked me how long you plan to stay, and I said 2 to 3 weeks, and he said to me no longer than 2 weeks. He stamped my passport and then he was giving me the direction as to where I could go and pick up my luggage. When I was on my way to pick up my luggage, I feel so free because I am here. I was walking to pick up my luggage. That man run me down. Hold on to my hands. And he said to me, crime don't pay. Took all my documents, everything, take me into a room. He put it in a big envelope, take me into a room. I was in the room, sitting there for hours until somebody come over to me and they started questioning me as to how I get my visa, who gave it to me, all of that. I wasn't having none of it because I wasn't answering, I wasn't saying nothing. I was just sitting there. They said they have to take a picture and my fingerprint. I honestly didn't want to, but I was in no position. If I was in Jamaica, then I figured duct tape me. But where I was at, I have no choice. I have to give it up. So I give it up. I give up I have them take my pic and my fingerprint. Then they were there. I heard they said they asked me if I want anything to eat, if I want coffee, if I didn't want nothing. Anyway, I heard they said they're taking me to the West Wing. So when I heard that, I thought it was the West Wing Hotel. Hey, I'm like, thank you, Jesus. I don't even care because me, I'm gonna make a run for it. Me, I find one. All me want have is my purse in my hand with my money. Me no care about nothing when I bring girl for no clothes, no shoes, no bread food, no fried fish, no nothing. Me no want it because me in America, me go take a run for it when me reach at the West Wing Hotel. Anyway, only come to realize they were taking me from one side of the airport to another side of the airport. I was like, oh my God. They chained me two hand and my 2 foot together, and I was walking whew, like a fugitive, a big old criminal from one side of the airport to the other side. When I went over that side now, it is supposed to be the hotel that I was going, or I think I was going. There was so many people there, and a lot of them they have on the same chain as me, but some of them they chain them to the bench. So I was there and I was like, Jesus have mercy. How do I get out of here? How am I gonna get out of here? Because may I tell you now, in my mind, me come too far too far to turn back. Chrissy, don't be laughing at me all over again. So I was there and I tell them, I said I want to go use the bathroom and I was feeling cold. So they said, okay, I could get some warm clothes and put on and whatever, whatever. So there was a security guard at the door, but I thought they have like a window in the bathroom. And when I went into the bathroom, all I could say, Jesus, because there was no window. So there's no jumping for me. Because I make up my mind that if there's a window, I'll be running. Not even the dog them at the airport couldn't catch me that night. Anyway, yes, Judah, you have to brave. You have to brave in this life. Nothing trying, nothing done. Anyway, there was no way out, no option than to just stay put and whatever they decide to do with me, may have to just take it because I was in their position. Next morning come, one of the immigration guy came and as a matter of fact he was talking to me from the night before and what was I feeling, Yolanda? Yolanda, believe me, the only bad feeling I have was like I get here and I cannot get out. But in my mind, I was still determined that if I get a break, if I get a chance, trust me, I don't know how it was gonna go. But now me come for realize so if me even did try the running thing, it ain't gonna work out because any side me turn me I go get hold. So thank God it never work out that way. Then me still have the opportunity to come back. So as we say, the next morning one of the same immigration from that time came back in the morning and he was talking to me and he was telling me how pretty I am and where's my mother and he wanna ask my mother for me and I was like, hell no, you ain't gonna set me up. In the back of my mind, I feel like he was just trying to get something from me and if we reach to that stage, he might go further by asking more and more questions. I have a strong auntie, that's all. Yes, Chantal, tell them about me. Yeah, so never take the bait. Him give me a bottle of polar cologne. Never forgot to know a little polar bag with the two handle. And I take it. I didn't ask for it. I take it. At least me can say I came to America and I got a bottle of cologne to go back home with. Thank God. Anyway, the next morning, first flights out JFK. I heard they it was a man and a woman and they came and they told me that my flight is ready. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Anyway, they walked me up to the door. That was where they take off the chain on me, off me. Now stop try, Andrea. Always try. They take off the chain and they said to that I go into the plane and I went to the plane, heart kind of full, but at the same time, you still have to give God thanks for how it really worked out. You understand? Hey, Joseph, welcome, welcome, Albert. So, went on the plane. It was time for the plane to leave, and there was two other guy in there. They get deported. They have like two leather bag. Thank God, but it still have my big bag with my breadfruit and my fish and everything. So it look like say me just take a flight. Only who see when me come out of the chain and go on the plane could always say okay, then did have her handcuff, but it was hard to see that the way they did it. Judah, you are good. Don't give her no doubt about that. Thank you, Judah. Yeah, so the plane land in Kingston. So when I get to Kingston, there was like inspectors in their khaki. They were at the plane down at the foot of the step, and we all came down. They take the three of us, which was two guy and me, and they gave us like our brown envelopes. We were welcome and turned back. Thank you, Jesus. So we did that, and after that, they take us into an office by the airport, and the inspector was asking me the same thing. Why do I Okay. I don't know. This is messy. My internet is down. This is a mess. Let me see. I don't know.